Hello everyone, we are the L&L company. Today we want to explain our supply chain model on fresh food industry. And now let me show you why we focus on fresh food industry and how our model works. In 2020, COVID-19 has spread all over the world and made a great impact on supply chain, which exposed many problems to be figured out, and we summarize them in 4 points. First is volatility of demand. In this pandemic, the most affected regions are the core of global supply chain. For example, during the COVID-19, the knock-on impact of China's shutdown sparked huge interest in geographical diversification of supply chain. The second one is lack of instant information. The impediment to interaction and engagement with these suppliers make risks hard to manage. Next is uncertainty to stock. Stock is a key point for companies, especially with high requirements for storage conditions. However, the pandemic makes it a dilemma for both depleting and idling stock. The last one is that managers concerned more about the cooperators' default. Lots of companies suffer the inevitable effect in COVID-19, which put the relative companies at risk and made their supply chain fragile. When we look through the world map, we might find that the most developed country, United States, took a badly hit last year. When business abroad experience disruption, it's hard for local producers to fulfill the need, because many American companies that produce, distribute, or source rely on suppliers in China and other impacted countries. The COVID-19 is already ushering in a host of challenges to U.S. industrial manufacturers. About 80% of manufacturers expected that the pandemic will have a financial impact on their business. Some major industrial companies have closed facilities to help curb the spread of virus, as well as for economic reasons. The manufacturing sector is poised to be hit hard during this outbreak, primarily for two reasons. First, many manufacturing jobs are on-site and can't be carried out remotely. Second, slow economic activity has reduced demand for industrial products. Business in U.S. also face the problem of debt obligations and price increasing caused by building new supplier relationships or calling up old ones in order to elevate storage and take uncertainty out of equation. What makes us confused is the frenzy of buying, like toilet paper, which shows a storage of commodity in such a massive market, where the power of bond size should be big enough to withstand impact. Also, at the early stage, most producers said the food supply chain is in control and has prepared to meet the unexpected need. The relentless shopping food caused by fear left all the shelter empty. Obviously, the classic food supply chain is unable to respond to the massive spike in demand. So, is it just an expected shock which can be self-recovered, or are there actually some problems in the industry? Our answer is the latter. To be specific, we focus on fresh food industry, an example of stable goods, of which demand is under control in the past, and find four major problems. First, it is difficult for companies to maintain high inventories in response to unexpected needs. In terms of supply, the resource of products will be unstable and greatly affected by seasons and natural disasters. Then consider the cost and the quality. Higher requirements of storage and delivery means that any disruption of the supply chain will cause a huge loss for companies. To deal with the problem mentioned above, we should consider three key points. First, diversify the resource to mitigate the vulnerability of the first-tier supplier, so that the company can deal with the potential lacking of the product when it faces the bottleneck. Second, transparent on communication with technology. Dialogue between multi-stakeholders is essential, which also effectively reduces the cause to communicate by automatic checking and informing system. Third one is demand analysis. Take the pandemic as an example. The panicky buying is testing the supply chain capacity. Apparently, the modern supply chain is not equipped to deal with the nationwide surge, so an instant analysis system is needed for companies to answer the call in time.
Now we turn to our business model, which aims to address the problems mentioned above. The supply chain runs on the basis of the middle platform, through which we achieve customer-oriented design of the whole process. The core of the model also includes multi-tier warehouses and multifunctional buyer teams. These points will be discussed in detail in this section. For warehousing, first of all, we divide user groups into high-end users and ordinary users. They can be families, restaurants, or individuals. The former group is not that sensitive to price and is willing to spend extra fees to enjoy faster delivery. They might, for example, be a restaurant owner who desperately needs to restock to cope with extra demand, or a housewife who runs out of ingredients to cook a meal. The division of the two kinds of users is decided by the customer's self-selection in the early stage, and adjustments will be made after that, which is achieved by the data processing. To satisfy the different users' needs, we set up front warehouse and central warehouse. The front warehouse has small inventory but is closer to the customers than the central one. The front warehouse can be sited in the downtown of New York City, and the central warehouse may be in the suburban district, and our target is to meet the needs of high-end users within 3 kilometers radius of the front warehouse, where the needs of ordinary users will be met by the central one. The second solution is for the supply side. We designed a multitask buyer team to purchase fresh food. There are three main works of our buyers: searching for suitable vendors, carrying out category management, and uploading quality information to the middle platform. Judging from the skills they need to master for suppliers, especially overseas suppliers, superb negotiation skills will lower price and cut costs for the company. Sufficient knowledge about fresh food can help quality testing, and the overall view of the entire supply chain will allow them to have a global vision and a sense of commitment to the company. Correspondingly, the location of their work is determined by the different fresh food needs of the customers, which may be domestic or overseas. Solution 3 is from the perspective of the supply chain as a whole. In order to arrange the inventory quality and to meet the needs of different kinds of users, we need a platform for comprehensive management of data, middle platform. Here, the quality of entire food process is recorded, and the customer's latest order quantity and product preferences are analyzed. This relevant data will be accurately combined and analyzed for buyer team procurement and optimal inventory maintenance. Based on the careful design using rules, the concept of cooperation and sharing will be implemented. We will share quality information with customers and social communities, and will work with suppliers to produce demand analysis results. The fourth solution is the visual quality tracking system. Long-term suppliers will use our quality recording system under the training and supervision of the buyer team to input quality initial information. After that, to deal with potential accidents during the transportation, we will conduct secondary quality control to ensure the goods are in good condition. With the consideration of the descent and transport method, we will also hold suppliers and transport companies accountable. Furthermore, the QR code or barcode will be printed on the package. By scanning them, users can see the details of the goods during transportation, accurate to the specific time and location. Our model has premises for the following four aspects. First, because of the high initial investments, companies that want to transform using our model must have the determination to change. Second, sufficient historical data is helpful for the initial warehouse design and customer demand analysis. Of course, The supply chain should be adjusted for different regions. For example, the location of the warehouses needs to be reasonably selected according to the population density and purchasing power. Finally, the infrastructure of a mobile network is essential, which also indicates that this business model is difficult to achieve in poor and backward areas. For stakeholders' perspective, we believe everyone can benefit from our business model. With suppliers and partners concerned, we will cooperate each other to establish a more complete and more informative platform, in which we share information and opinions and jointly respond to climate change in the future. At the same time, we provide timely fresh food for retailers and restaurants and meet different needs by customized solutions. For potential investors, we share a transparent and traceable data platform for which they can easily track and give comments. We believe by the snowball effect, big return can be achieved when the market share rises. For New York, we conducted simple financial assumptions and analysis. We refer to real information sources such as the rail transportation inquiry website, the warehouse leasing website, the latest population data, and so on, and use this as the basis to predict the overall financial situation for the next 30 years. First, based on 3% increase in the number of families in the early period and 1% in the later period, we found that by 2050, there will be 3.2 million households using our services. Second, considering the main causes such as rent, personnel salaries, and data platform maintenance, we have come up with a payback period of 6.9 years. At the same time, we will reach break-even 6 years later. In addition, the 50-year IRR reaches more than 30%. The detailed costs are as follows. Revenue we earn in the 50 years are shown in the slide, and the families we serve are contained in the table as well. This year marks the 15th anniversary of Earth Day. Our supply chain is also responding to the sustainable goals, together with the whole world. By designing proper inventory and shortening the supply chain, we try our best to reduce the loss of food during transportation and storage stage by the RFID and barcode. In addition, online food order we provided allows the city residents to reduce travel accidents and car emissions. Finally, working with suppliers, customers, and social communities to develop solutions will contribute to a positive response to the risks of future climate change. We believe that this business model will be as marketable in the future as it is today. In the increasingly severe future of an aging population, more older people will need better care, and the daily demand of healthy fresh food will increase. In addition, women and young people are more likely to go out to work rather than stay at home and do housework. Thus, people need easier, more convenient, and less energy-intensive ways to get food. In addition, the upgrade of demand and consumption also requires more detailed and customized service schemes. Our potential competitors include the in-store supermarkets, online fresh food markets, and service of takeaways, which make us consider what kinds of risks hide in our model and how can we control them. So the following are our hidden risks and mitigations. First of all, it is difficult for startup companies to attract many investors due to high initial investment costs. In addition, to grab market share initially may be a hard task, and the cost of the returned goods, a high-quality buyer team, are costly. In response to these risks, we have proposed the following measures. First, we will communicate the potential investors and invite them to experience the convenient and high quality of our service. Second, our plan will start from a certain area, increase marketing efforts, and gradually extend to the market share. Third, we look forward to reaching cooperation with suppliers and government departments to jointly build a digital platform to save costs. Fourth, we will set reasonable and clear platform usage specification and provide users with necessary training. That is all. And here are our references.